Good morning and welcome to the Daily Light Devotion. I hope all of you have had a wonderful 2nd of October and looking forward to today, that is the 3rd of October. Today we're going to continue in the first chapter of John. We are going to look at verses 19 to 28. The title of today's devotion is A Voice in the Wilderness. The Apostle John, after introducing Jesus as the eternal Word, he turns to the testimony of John the Baptist, who was a forerunner, as prophesied by the prophets in the Old Testament. The religious leaders, the Pharisees, questioned John's identity, but John the Baptist made it clear he was not the Christ, Elijah, or the prophet. Instead, he was simply a voice preparing the way for the Lord, the Savior of the world. These passages remind us that our calling is not to exalt ourselves, but to point others to Jesus. So verses 19 and 20 says, Now this is the testimony of John. He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, I am not the Christ. So John was very clear in his message. He was very clear who he was. His identity was very clear and who he was not, right? And as someone, as a child of God or as a servant of God, God has marked, has made it very clear who we are, and we are very important to Him. But everything is about not self-promotion. Everything is about Christ promotion, right? About promoting Christ. And John the Baptist, he um he was very clear. So then, he was questioned in verses 21 to 22, Are you Elijah? Are you the prophet? Who are you that we may give an answer to those who sent us? So John refused to claim titles or positions that were not his. Uh, our identity is found in God's calling, not in people's expectations or how people look at us or the titles people try to give us. And John was very clear about that. And verse 23 says, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way for the Lord, or the way of the Lord. So John quoted Isaiah 43, declaring his role as a forerunner to Christ, right? Our role is to prepare our hearts for Jesus, not to draw attention to ourselves or make it about us preaching the gospel. It's all about God getting the glory, Jesus getting the glory, and Jesus being magnified through our lives, through what we say, how we communicate to others. This is an example here. Verses 24 and 25. Why then do you baptize if you are not Christ, nor Elijah, nor prophet? So the leaders questioned John's authority because they did not understand God's word. They did not have the understanding. They were too busy with their religiosity and doing religious work. Uh, when you walk in God's calling, people may question us to, stay faithful anyway. Verses 26 to 28, I baptize with water, but there stands one among you who you do not know. He is the one who comes after me, whose sandal straps I am not worthy to loose. So John's ministry was temporary, Christ was eternal. He exalted Jesus above himself. All right. The true ministry always points away from self and towards the greatness of Christ. And this is what we see through John the Baptist here in these verses. And it's a great lesson for each one of us. So, what are some of the life applications? We need to embrace humility. Our calling is to lift up Christ, not ourselves. That is the end goal. We need to find our identity in God's purpose, not titles or recognition. We need to prepare the way for Jesus in people's heart by words and how we live our lifestyle. So we need to stay faithful even when misunderstood or questioned, and always point others to Jesus, the one greater than everyone, even us, right? So I want to encourage you, the life of John the Baptist. Uh, is an example that he knew who he was, his role. Um, he was a voice, not the light, a servant, not the savior. In the same way, our greatest joy is not to make our name great, but to make Christ known to others. Sorry. So that is what we need to understand, and that's what we need to focus on and know it's all about Jesus Christ. Have a wonderful day today, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. Bye.